Hello, welcome again everyone to this third video in this Linux beginner course, and today we will focus more about the core concepts of the Linux operating system. So let us begin with this. Linux uses a shell known as bash. अब ये bash क्या है? What is bash? What is shell? What is kernel? क्या होता है ये सब? समझाता हूँ. यूजर क्या करता है? यूजर किसी एप्लीकेशन को यूज करेगा, ठीक है. वो एप्लीकेशन शेल से बात करेगा, शेल कर्नल से बात करेगा. नाउ कर्नल सिट्स ऑन टॉप ऑफ द हार्डवेयर. कर्नल का काम क्या है? कर्नल का काम है भाई मेमोरी को मैनेज करना. इट मैनेजेस द मेमोरी, इट मैनेजेस द डिवाइसेस, इट मैनेजेस ऑल द हार्डवेयर डिवाइसेस. सो कर्नल सिट्स ऑन टॉप ऑफ द हार्डवेयर. वो कर्नल हार्डवेयर को बताएगा कि यूजर ने ये चीज रिक्वेस्ट करी है, तो हार्डवेयर फिर उसी के अकॉर्डिंग रेस्पॉन्ड करेगा, ठीक है, यूजर को वापस. ठीक है. तो शेल का काम इसमें क्या है? शेल इज ए प्लेटफॉर्म विच इज यूज्ड बाय द यूजर टू प्रोवाइड इंस्ट्रक्शंस टू द हार्डवेयर वाया कर्नल. इसके थ्रू वाया कर्नल. कर्नल हेल्प करता है शेल की, इंस्ट्रक्शंस प्रोवाइड करते हैं ये लोग यूजर को. ठीक है. तो ये होता है शेल. और बैश क्या है? बैश हमारा डिफ़ॉल्ट शेल होता है. जैसे हम सेंटोस 7 वर्चुअल मशीन इंस्टॉल किए हैं, उसमें अभी जो डिफ़ॉल्ट शेल है वो है /bin/bash विच इज़ बॉर्न अगेन शेल. बॉर्न अगेन शेल इज़ द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ बैश. मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ इसमें कैसे आप चेक कर सकते हैं. देखिए, सिंपल एकदम समझाता हूँ. दिस इज़ आवर operating system, CentOS 7. This is CentOS 7. This is our operating system, and this is an application, and we are the users. We are using this. Now I will open terminal into this. Now at a time you can use there are different shells, and by default CentOS 7 is using right now, it is using born again shell, bash shell, but we can also use other shells. This can be understood. इसको आप होमवर्क समझ लो, ठीक है. इस चीज़ को आप होमवर्क समझ लो कि इसके अलावा और कौन कौन से शेल्स होते हैं, और अगर हमें शेल को स्विच करना हो तो हम कैसे करेंगे. टेक दिस क्वेश्चन एंड डू द असाइनमेंट, एंड प्लीज़ लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट्स. ओके. तो अभी हमको ये पता लगाना है कि हम कौन से शेल को यूज़ कर रहे हैं. तो हम कैसे पता लगाएंगे? इस कमांड से echo $shell, and this is the shell we are using /bin/bash. This is the born again shell. क्या हुआ? What happened in the backend? We as a user, we are using this operating system, which is nothing but an application. We are using this operating system. In this operating system, in this application, we open terminal, and inside the terminal we gave command to the shell. Okay. Now what happened? That command from shell got converted into some sort of assembly language code or something, and now it went to the kernel. Kernel understood that assembly language, it communicated with the hardware, and now hardware responded back to us, to user. Oh, this is the information that you want, so this is here /bin/bash. So this is how this shell kernel and this everything works. Now moving on to the next slide. So Linux kernel was developed by Mr. Linus Torvalds in 1991, on 17th September 1991. Linux is an open source operating system. Open source means it is free, and not only free, but it is also readily available by the third party vendors and third parties, also the other users, not only the creator, but also other users and third parties can make changes to this operating system. और भी लोग हैं जो फ्री तो है ही है, और भी लोग हैं जो इसमें चेंजेस कर सकते हैं. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ओपन सोर्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. And Linux is a case sensitive operating system. Case sensitive means that if you will come here, now echo is used to print a message. This is working fine right now, but what if I give it in this way? This is Linux. इसे नहीं समझ आया ये क्या है, व्हाट इज दिस? This operating system, Linux, was not able to understand what this means because although we know we typed echo, but since Linux is case sensitive, it was not able to recognize this command. And Linux operates in CLI as well as GUI. See, currently we are using this GUI. This is Genome version of the GUI. I'll explain it later. What is Genome? This is the GUI version of the Linux. हम बचपन से ही विंडोज़ चलाते हुए आए हैं, तो हमें पता है कि GUI क्या होता है। सी, दिस इज द GUI, ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस। दिस इज GUI, दिस इज GUI, ये है ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस। एंड CLI क्या होता है? ये होता है CLI, टर्मिनल। ये मैंने टर्मिनल ओपन किया, दिस इज CLI। Now, in Linux, GUI is called as X Windows. The graphical user interface is called as X Windows, and this has two types, Genome and KDE. Genome stands for Global Network Object Model Environment, and KDE stands for Cool Desktop Environment. Now, this, what you see, this GUI, this is known as Genome. You can also install KDE, that you can do if you want, if you wish, but I prefer using Genome. And this is how you can use GUI and Genome into this Linux operating system. Although once you will get your hands dirty in this Linux, now you will not focus on GUI. You will always use CLI. And trust me, CLI is far more better than any GUI operating system. Now, in Linux, everything is a file. What this means? This means that in Linux, all the configurations, all the network configurations, all the partitions, all the devices, everything is stored in a file. So that is why it is said that in Linux, everything is a file. I'll show you, don't worry. I'll show you that also. Let us go to the root directory here. Let me print this file, etc passwd. You see, this file stores the username. So all the name of the users is stored in this file, passwd. See, everything is a file. In Linux, everything is a file. You see, all of these are all files in this operating system. All these are files, different kinds of files. This netconfig, network manager, nfs.conf, all these are files. The parent directory in Linux is // This / is called as root. The super user in the Linux is also known as root, and this parent directory, this is also called as root. I'll tell you what the super user is. The super user means nothing but in Windows, we all know that the super user is the administrator, the admin. Similarly, in Linux, the super user is the root. What this means is that I'll open the terminal. You see, who am I? I am root right now. And if I switch the user, let us become Red Hat. Right now, the username is Red Hat. So Red Hat is a normal user on this operating system. Red Hat के पास वो सारी permissions नहीं है जो एक root के पास होंगी, जो एक super user के पास होंगी, जो एक admin के पास होंगी. ठीक है? So this is the difference between Red Hat, I mean a normal user and a root user. The parent directory of Linux is this / and I'll give you an example of this. You see, this is the parent directory. Now all these directories will come under this. Not only all this, but any directory will fall under this only, directly or indirectly. Directly or indirectly is related with this. And Linux was a language which was written in C and Unix. And one more point that I'm missing is that Linux is a multi-user and multitasking operating system. Now what that means is, see, right now we are Red Hat user, logged in as Red Hat. Now I'll open one more terminal, and in this, right now I am root user. So you see, multiple users are working at the same time. Multiple users are working at the same time. This is known as multi-user. And what is multitasking? I have opened two applications, Firefox and File Manager. So multiple users are working at the same time. Multiple tasks are open at the same time. This is called as multi-user multitasking operating system. Okay, everyone. So this was the basic core concept of Linux operating system. Hope you have enjoyed the video. I'm pretty sure जैसे जैसे ये सीरीज आगे बढ़ती रहेगी, you will guys will love Linux, and hopefully you will fall in love with Linux. Keep practicing, get your hands dirty in this, and we'll see you in the next video.